Episode 2, The Women of Star Trek Fleet Command. Ladies' Night.
Hey folks, good evening. This is Shoddy coming to you live, well, not necessarily live, from the Plainfield studio of the Running Deep with Shoddy and Ramius podcast. My co-host with me tonight, as always, Admiral Ramius from our Austin podcast studio. Tonight we have the ladies of Server 22, Star Trek Fleet Command, which is our server. These are our neighbors. A lot of them family to us. We had tonight with us Inara Blaze, Angel Talon, Kate Manchester, and Lieutenant Wingo, which you've heard this wonderful lady on the show before on a prior episode. So with that being said, I'm going to introduce the ladies, have them speak a little bit, say who they are. That way you can hear the voice with the name instead of just listening to my butt talk about it and go on from there. So if you don't mind, Inara, if you don't mind starting off and then go down the list.
Sure. This is Inara Blaze. I'm with APTA. I'm with Shoddy and Admiral Ramius over there, coming from New York. There we go.
Awesome. Angel?
I'm Angel Talon. I am in UA. I am right now in Honey Badgers. I am level 33. I am over 7k power, and I've spent between 5 and 6.
Whoa.
Hey, I just heard my wallet go into cardiac arrest. Where did it go? Okay, Kate?
Okay, my name is Kate Manchester. I am not from Manchester. I am not a Man U fan, for anybody that's curious. I'm coming to you from lovely, from outside of Sacramento, California. I actually live in Oregon, but we're visiting today. And I am in JLPZ with the lovely Lieutenant Wingo. And I am actually still at a negative to play because I joined this app back in November when they first started out as part of one of those apps that pay you to play.
Nice.
Love it.
Haven't spent any money.
And then Wingo, if you don't mind introducing yourself again to the folks.
Yeah, I'm Lieutenant Wingo. I'm the Admiral of JLPZ. I have spent a little bit of undisclosed amount of money. Yeah. I don't even know what level I am now. What am I? 28.
Awesome.
I'm catching up to you there.
Well,
no, I've been lazy.
And
it'll be okay.
It'll be okay. Well, and I actually, I don't think me and Ramius have said what level we are and what we've done as far as the game goes, but I'll kick mine off. I'm like one building shy of being a level 26. I've spent maybe $30 with the game, $40 with the game max. So not too terrible, but I've tried to grind as much as possible as well.
Good for you.
I try.
Here there. I'm right with you. I'm just spending money on. I'm just spending time on research before I go up to 26.
Very nice.
Nice.
Now, I'm a level 29. I have spent an undisclosed amount of money on the game, but an awful lot of time.
Undisclosed because he doesn't want Mama to knows. Inserts cast iron frying pan. Oh, it's going to sound a whole lot different than that, buddy. You ain't going to hear it. It's too late. All right. So, with that being said, as most of you folks heard, those are ladies. Our wonderful ladies of Server 22. Because usually, back in the day when gamers came out, there was a stigma. It's just guys playing, whatever. And then the ladies would show up. And I remember when ladies started showing up in gaming. And a lot of times, because I started out playing Call of Duty and stuff like that. And as soon as they heard a female voice, every guy, I don't give a damn if they were on the other team or not, would roll up and go, "Here, do you need ammo? Do you need a gun? Do you need protection? Do you need a bullet sponge?" Leave the ladies alone. They want to get out here and play just like everybody else. So, unfortunately, I seen that craze happen when the ladies showed up. It's like, they just want to play too. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's hot when a chick's playing a game. My wife, she's a gamer. It is one of the hottest things in the world. Sit there and watch her play video games. Like, that just gives me chills all over just thinking about it. So, with that being said, that is my opinion. I love it when ladies get in and play a game because they want to get in and have as much fun as the guys do. So, why not? So that's kind of one of the questions that I actually had for all the ladies tonight. It's not quite in the list of questions that we had set up, but yeah, I mean, I guess maybe it does. There's one question there, but I'm not gonna get into that question. As far as when you all started playing games, how did the other sex treat you? As far as, you know, the guys treat you, did they treat you any different? Did they bring you in with open arms? You know, how did that work? Nara, if you don't mind.
Let me take you back to the dark days of early D&D.
Oh boy.
Okay, there was this place back when I was in high school where you could go and you'd pay money and you could sit down with the GM and game.
Mm-hmm.
And I had this one game, so I went and I sat down, and you know, I'm going along, doing okay. The guy's mostly ignoring me, and then we get to this spot where, oh, well, you're on this boat, and we're on this boat. These monks come up, and they're going to ferry you to the island. Oh, but we don't take women. I had to sit there for I sat there for the rest of the game and couldn't play, and he ignored me.
Wow.
That is rough. Holy cow.
Yeah, it's gotten better. Now, mind you, it's gotten better. But I still, you know, and I know early on in Starfleet Command, I was getting hit on fairly regular. And now I don't. Now it seems like they kind of leave the lady. They kind of don't do that too much to the ladies anymore. At least I haven't noticed it.
Did it kind of seem like that little robot in Transformers when it read up on? I don't want to say her character name, but it rhymes with Schmeg and Schmox. Whenever that little robot come up here. Is that kind of what it seemed like when you guys kind of started playing?
Not really. No. They were pretty. I mean, what I did notice is that if I'm playing a female character, it's my character. Now, mind you, the first character I played was a cleric, so you know it's always go after the cleric anyways. But it seemed like my character was getting hit. They were going after my character a whole lot more than the other characters. And that's what it seemed like. Then I had a bunch of female friends, and we played D&D together, so we didn't have that problem. We generally didn't have that problem. But if I was trying to go outside my group, it was definitely rough. And I know, I played in a Shadowrun group, and I was the only gal. And there were times they were like, you know, it's like just. You know, I'm not really, you know, it's like they'd make some off-color jokes and, you know, towards my character. It's like, you know, I don't like that. Just stop. You know, I still have, you know, sometimes I'd run into that where you get, you know, where the game master's hitting on you or whatever, and it's like, oh, please, just don't do it. I'm not interested in you. Gotcha.
Well, with that being said, I kind of wanted to roll to Inara a little bit. I know she has to exit the show here in the next little bit. So if you ladies wouldn't mind us running through the questions with her real quick to kind of get her viewpoint and opinion on things, and then we can bring everything back around to you guys if you guys are good with that.
Sounds good.
Awesome.
Sure.
Cool. Well, with that being said, I'll go ahead and rattle the questions here, and then I'll let Ramius take over for after Inara gets done here. But as far as Star Trek Fleet Command, how does it stack up in comparison to the other games that you're in?
I don't play any other game. I knew a long time ago I had way too of an addictive personality to start gaming because I would never come out. And then they came out with Star Trek Fleet Command, and I saw it on TV, and I'm a huge Star Trek fan. And my husband warned me. He said, "Don't download that app." I'm gonna do it. Okay. And I waited and I waited, and I'm like, I can't wait anymore. And I downloaded it, and then it was history. And I go to bed playing it. My husband checked in with me. How's your little ship? Oh, God damn. Sorry.
Beep.
Somebody attacked my base. I'm going to be 15 more minutes. No, I'm going to be 30 more minutes. I got to take care of this. I got to flip a node. No, I can't go to bed yet.
You know, Anara reminds me of an extremely feisty Klingon.
I tried.
She likes to chuck things at people. Of course, that's love out of her.
Yes.
Potted plants, plates, knives. I've been hit by just about everything. Chairs, tables.
As a matter of fact, you were the one that warned me because, as I said, this is my only video game I play, and so I would speak Klingon, like cuss people out in Klingon, and Shadow says, "You know that's
So
flirting,
we all three
right?"
going up or what?
The next question here. But yeah, I did warn you about that. Tell us about your experience in game. Does gender impact how others treat you?
A little bit, yes. I had a guy ask me, "Are you a girl, female?" Like, oh no, honey, slide your glasses up a little and get on with the game.
Oh God, that is
You
terrible.
need to finish that.
Okay.
I can't answer the one question.
Come on. Okay.
I was telling my husband, it's like, oh, you need to finish filling out the form for the range.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. We'll move on to the next one here because it looks like everybody's starting to arrive where they need to be. As far as the game, what are your favorite elements of the game?
I like winning stuff. I like winning.
Yeah, we're gonna get FCC violations on this one. No, you're fine. Well, we can bleep that out as necessary.
Okay, good.
Galaxy chat, totally Galaxy chat.
Right? Okay.
I like the contest in the game, but who can blow the most stuff up, kind of competition.
Nice. Okay. And then, as far as the game goes, what could be improved? And actually, Alex, I know Kate's kind of where she's at. If you want to chime in as well on the element of the game, I know you mentioned GC.
Well, definitely GC. Definitely GC can be pretty fun, especially when you get into a big discussion on politics.
Oh God!
But,
you want to talk about burning it down? That's a fast way to do that one.
Oh yeah. Let's see what else. I would say, the camaraderie of being in an alliance is pretty fun too.
Nice.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, having them help you out, you helping them out. Just chatting in general.
Just a big family atmosphere.
I make a lot of friends, make a lot of enemies too. That's the part of the being in the most notorious alliance on server 22.
Well, I did have a confession to make. As far as Wingo and Kate, I refuse to hit ladies. I absolutely refuse to hit ladies on the game. I guess maybe it's just my background being brought up, but every time I see Kate, I'm like, she's OP. I'm gonna leave her alone. I'm just gonna keep.
Aw, that's so sweet of you.
I see Wingo. I'm like, oh, her shield's down. She got no ships in there. No, I'm gonna leave her alone. Now I might throw a fortunate at you so I can go get my potted plant back because you still owe me. But we're gonna get that. We'll get to that later.
And that plant.
Hey, man, she stole it the first time. Because it was hilarious. She hit my base, and I'm like, "Oh, that's cute." She goes, she puts a little star next to it. She goes, "Steel's potted plant runs off." I'm like, "You little jackass!" Stole my plant. I'm like, "Hey, we gotta find Wingo. Where's Wingo's base? That why she's got my plant."
Sitting in the window where you can't touch it.
Oh, don't worry. I'll just throw a brick through you and then take it. I don't care.
Yeah.
All right, fine. Well, I'll come back and get it later. Anywho, we'll discuss that more into the show here. And as far as Anara and Kate, what can be improved into the game to make it better or function better, or maybe even, this may sound like a tilted question, but what could the game be improved on to, even maybe as far as attract more ladies to the game?
Well, okay, just in general, I'd say you need to not have ships that you have to pay for, that you absolutely have to pay for. That's just sucks.
I agree.
To be honest.
Seconded.
Yeah?
Yeah. I don't have an answer for that at the moment.
Bring more ladies in? I'm not really sure.
Okay. Well, I figured because
have ladies advertise it, I guess. What
you would definitely draw. You could definitely draw more ladies in.
I already did.
Sounds like they're ready to launch some pewberries.
There could be more.
We're getting there. We're waiting on his son.
Oh, okay, cool.
More female characters would be kind of cool.
Okay. I can definitely see that because honestly, I'm going to start telling my age, but 7 of 9 would be actually a pretty cool character. I think they could bring in.
How old do you think you are? That was in the 90s.
I'm 39.
You're a baby.
Yeah.
That's cute. You're just a baby. No,
I think we've had this conversation before, Shoddy.
We probably have, but I have not discussed it with the panel that we have tonight.
You would want 7 of 9 as a character. I wonder why.
Well,
because she's hot looking.
She's hot and she's blonde. I have a thing for blondes. Ask my wife.
Oh.
But with my Irish last name, I guess will remain anonymous here with my Irish heritage. Redheads have a thing too, so. But yeah, I've always liked 7 of 9. Deanna Troy looked pretty good too.
Sorry.
Do what?
Live long and prosper, guys. I gotta go.
All right. Thank you for showing up, and we'll try to bring you back on the show here some point in time in the future.
I'd love that. Y'all have a great evening.
Thanks, Sarah. Have a good one, hon. And for a lot, I didn't get a chance to get into the part with Anara. I actually recruited Anara to come into INS way back when, and she's been kind of a fun. It was a fun project to get her in and get her acclimated, and I say project not in a negative way. Anybody that I've ever recruited into the Alliance, it's like my project to get them to build it to the level that they can compete, have a good time, and bring them into the family. So, like I said, I don't mean project in a bad sense.
No, I hear what you're saying.
Because it really is. Because it's so cool for me to go out and find somebody that may not be having the greatest time in the game, and I make it a goal to bring them in, show them some love, and it doesn't matter whether they come from, an alliance that doesn't have hardly any members into an alliance like JLP, where they're like, I'm really not feeling it here. Well, why don't you come on over? We'll make you feel like home, regardless of who you were with. If maybe there's some bad blood between you and somebody, squash it and become a family. So that's one of the biggest things. Is like Kate was talking about earlier, is the community aspect of the game is something that I've definitely enjoyed. Which we have a future podcast coming up about the actual community of Star Trek Fleet Command. We can only really chat about specifically Server 22, but I know there are other servers out there that do have that element of community. But again, that's something that that's a future episode down the road here that me and Ramius we're gonna sit down and talk about our experience and what we felt. And then I think we're going to have another episode about community where we're going to bring in a broad range of different alliances that, a member or two from each one, and kind of sit down and talk with them out of each alliance. So I think it's something to be kind of fun. So with that being said, I guess we'll go ahead and run through the questions and get with Angel and Wingo. I kind of feel bad that I've put you guys aside, but I know Anara had someplace she needed to be, and I know Kate's again there. She's at the range, going to exercise her right to shoot targets and turn them into dust.
Yep.
It's a good time. But while we got her here, we'll have her chime in a little bit. But Ramis, did you mind running through the questions again with the other ladies?
Sure, absolutely. So start off with Angel. Tell us other games that you play. How does Star Trek Fleet Command stack up against those, and what's your experience?
What games I played my whole life?
Sure. Games you played your whole life, games you're currently playing. Is this the only one?
I remember, okay, we want to go way back. I remember I'm going to live in a small town of like 200 people, and it was me and a bunch of boys sitting around sharing Nintendo games, Atari games, and then Super Nintendo, all that. No, I mean, it was all of us, like in someone's basement, and we'd all be swapping games out, trading them around. But no, you get to the point of like multiplayer, and like I'm big Assassin's Creed. Assassin's Creed and Star Trek. I go around clipping on people doing the Jaws theme. That's me.
I love it.
So you're a PK. I see how you are.
Yeah, and it's kind of funny though when you bring up the days of Nintendo before, but before multiplayer and online actually started. You know, I grew up. I still have my original 1985 NES. It still plays like it did way back when, where you had to apply air to the game and then put it in, slide it over to the right, press it down, and pray to God that it clicked and took it, and then you could play the game.
Oh, I remember that. Actually, okay, I saw a shirt one day that had a Nintendo cartridge on it, and below it said me.
Yes.
And I'm like, oh my God, I gotta get that. But no, do you remember how many times you flew and you prayed and the game still wouldn't work? And so you get to the point where you played every game that was working, even if you hated it.
Well, I cheated. I got a cotton swab and alcohol and cleaned those connectors off, and as soon as I did that, the game ran like a champ.
Yep, works every time. Tell us about your experience with the game. Does being a woman affect how other players treat you?
I don't really think so, because I get a lot of dudes and mans and bros and everything else. And no, I think my first big experience with this game was I just saw it was a Star Trek game, and I'm like, oh, I love Star Trek. And then I had no idea how cutthroat and how time-consuming this game would be, to the point where I would sleep on the couch so my boyfriend could go to work the next day, so I could set alarms for every 45 minutes for my miners to reset during mining events. I no longer do that, but that's for the point where, yeah, it was always about shielding and this and that. And I do mining events, and on the last day of the mining event, I guarantee you show up where I'm at, I'll be passed out at noon, because I would have been up all weekend.
Oh, wow.
Come on, you.
Well, how about you, Wingo? I'd ask the question of Angel. How does Star Trek Fleet Command stack up for you in comparison to your other games?
Oh, I'd say Star Trek Fleet Command is probably the least critical thinking game of all of it, like engagement-wise. But I come from a pretty long... my mom... I'm an only child, and when my mom had me, she stayed home with me until I went to school, so my dad bought her the original Nintendo. And I remember when I got old enough to play video games, I wasn't allowed to play The Legend of Zelda with them because there was only 2 save files. And then I couldn't play over one of their games. So that was a little rude of them. But I'm with Angel. I play a lot of Assassin's Creed. I play a lot of Red Dead Redemption, kind of those kind of style games. I also pretty extensively play EVE Online, which Noli from the previous episode had introduced me to, and likes to call it non-stop JLP, because everybody in your... I'm not even kidding you, everybody in the game, it has the same concepts. You can mine, you can fight, but just on a very much larger scale with better graphics and not little triangles that were flying around. by far, I think Star Trek Fleet Command is one of the more engaging, like, I guess, is it an MMO style game that I've ever played on mobile. I think that was what attracted to it. I'm a huge Star Trek fan. So obviously that was appealing, and PvP. I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. It's a little bit more engaging than you normally. It's not Candy Crush. It's not like me. Like, and don't get me wrong, I love doing my Sudokus on my phone too. But on the mobile platform, I think Star Trek Fleet Command is like one of the best games that they have on there for our style of gaming, and for the ability to actually communicate and recognize people. You talk to people all the time in other games, but like you don't remember it. And then I always remember, like, oh my god, we've been playing for a year now and I've known these people for a year. That's mind-boggling to me.
Yeah, I can definitely appreciate what you're saying there about the people and getting to know them. Like, I had seen you around the game, but I didn't know you, and it was actually when Screw passed and we started doing stuff in relation to that, where I got to see your personality, and it was like, oh, well, one, that's not a dude, and two, she's really cool, and, great. So you stuck in my head at that point. So I'm totally with you on being able to remember who people are and how you interact with them and being straight up with one another.
Yeah, there's a lot of people who, at least women-wise, like, you always kind of question, they choose to use a female name or a female avatar or whatever. And it's like, oh, is that really a girl? And I'm pretty straight off the bat. Like,
yes.
When somebody sends me messages and they're like, dude, you hit my note. Say, A, not a dude. Get that right. You just got owned by a girl. I don't know what the other ladies feel, but I'm pretty straight up front when it comes to being like, nope, not a dude. Just want to make that clear.
Well, dude is sort of a neutral term anyways.
Yeah, for nowadays, but I just like to be sassy.
Well, and that's the one thing, because you can tell by a lot of names. Obviously, Kate's name very much screams, I am a lady. Speak to me as such, address me as a lady. So to me, that's what the receptors inside the brain go. Okay, that's a lady, she's a lady. Say ma'am, yes ma'am, whatever. Don't call her dude, don't call her bro, because that's just really. There are some names that you kind of wonder where they're at, where they fall on the scale of whether it be male or female. You try to address them properly, and it's tough because you don't want to offend anybody. Like you said, one, I'm not a dude. Two, get over it. So you try not to have that conversation. And I have made the mistake, and I thought somebody was a gentleman, and I was like, hey, look, man, I'm not sure what the deal is. And she's like, I'm not a man, I am a lady. I said, my apologies, please forgive me for addressing you as anything other than a lady. Oh dear God, that is beautiful. Sorry, I just lost my ever-loving mind.
Well,
I am not going to discuss the picture that's on here, but those are some beautiful firearms.
I was going to say, you might need to discuss them a little bit rather than just say, oh, those are some beautiful photos you just sent me on a ladies' night. Way to go, Shotty.
Well,
I'm just...
There is a Discord... No, kidding. I'm kidding.
Well, and that's the thing, is nobody should really get offended. It's, it is what it is, but it's just funny. It's funny to put somebody on front and just be like, haha, nope, wrong. It's not an offensive thing by any means.
Well,
but it's just entertaining.
Sure, but believe me, there are those folks out there that may or may not get offended by being called the improper terminology for what they see themselves as. I hate being politically correct. There are people that either don't like to be called a man or a woman, or they do. I've never been one that's been politically correct. I try to keep things somewhat civil when it comes to that. But yeah, I would rather be able to call a lady and a gentleman and show the respect that they deserve, as far as that goes. There are some folks that do, again, Wingo likes to have fun with somebody if they call her bro instead of chick or what have you, whatever typical terminology that they're going to use toward addressing somebody. But me, I like to show that respect. Say, I like to know whether I'm dealing with a male or female. That way I can address them properly versus, oh my God, is it a female? Can I be that little transformer and hump your leg? I mean, come on, I'm not. There are people out there that as soon as they find out you're a woman, it's, hey, here's some ammo. Here's this. Here's this. Yes, warrior princess, let me hump your leg again. And it that crap drives me nuts. You know, and unfortunately, that does tend to drive off some ladies from playing video games. It's like, I don't need the overt attention. I'm just here to play a video game just like anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And it's interesting, too, because I've noticed, at least with our server, the demographic actually does skew quite a bit towards mature adults. And the number of teenagers or young people is pretty small. So the people I've seen that have been trying to address women have been more, like you were saying, out of professionalism and being polite versus being disrespectful.
But I will tell you, I have seen so many grown men act like 11-year-old boys, 7-year-old boys, whatever. He said, she said, I'm not sharing, she's not sharing, so-and-so started it. Like, and I want this, I need that now, right now, help me right now.
Where did that censor button go?
Notice how the women are the worst at this.
We've had some practice at it, though.
You know what? I had a dude in JLP that was being a, whatever you want to call it, and I compared him to my children because I had to teach them how to share the same way I tried to.
Well, I just recently had to deal with an incident where somebody had their minor hit, and it was turning into something that it wasn't. It's like, take a deep breath. It's okay. It's a ship in a game that is about blowing up ships. Come on now.
And the bad thing is, though, sometimes that turns into, pardon I say, a pissing contest of who can make the biggest puddle.
Yeah, and that's not necessary.
Honest to God, no. I was I got called a POS by JLP, and I was so shocked and found it so funny at the same time. I shot coffee onto my phone and then dropped my phone.
JLP always creating content.
Hey, you know what? Hey, by the way, I would like to thank JLP for the massive amounts of content that gets created through the game. I have taken snapshots of love letters. It's hilarious. I've been a good boy and not posted it yet. But when I do, I will be kind enough to blur the names out.
Can I tell?
I don't generally send love letters, but I do answer the ones I get. And some of them are, and there's been times I've gotten actual real love letters.
Oh,
I know.
Angel, did you have something to add, or was it we? I can't remember.
Yeah, let me tell a quick story. But no, so one day, again, somebody in JLP, Malachi, hit me, and I totally forgot. I started like Discording him, and I forgot about it. And so the 10 minutes go by, and Chainsaw shows up, and he starts hitting me, and I'm like, oh shoot! So I go in, and it sealed up, and he got so mad, he went in every system, found all my miners, and hit them, and I called him a panty raider. No, and he kept going at it. No, a week later, I have my shield down, I'm buying underwear, and he hits my base, and I'm like, that's creepy.
That's okay. He's not in JLP anymore, so we can talk about him all you want.
Okay, I was actually getting ready to message Ramius and go, do we need to beep out these names? Is it really a necessity to do that? are we good here?
I'm sorry, I apologize.
No.
It's one of those things too. A lot of people get really hurt about that, like when it comes about like sharing screenshots, you know, and like especially when you say stuff to us, like majority of the time it's usually pretty tame for the most part. But, you know, you get some pretty sassy messages sometimes, and it's like, if you're going to expect to put somebody on blast, then expect me to share this with everybody I know. Like,
absolutely.
You said the word. Now it's your podcast, don't get me wrong.
Actually, believe it or not, you bring that up, and forgive me for interrupting, but we had something epic. I'm not going to name the name of this individual to build up a little bit of suspense. I'm sure you're probably gonna figure it out after I just said that. But anyway, I'm sure Wingo knows who I'm talking about. But Kate probably knows who it is too. But there was a conversation had between me and this individual, and we are going to hopefully have a podcast episode with this individual, and we're going to show some of the love letters that this human being has received from people. It's going to be a
human being or a piece of apparatus.
Do what was that?
Well, that's okay. I know another
piece of apparatus that might be used for sawing things down.
It could be something like that. Now you're just giving it away. But no, we've been in talks with Johnny Chainsaw, believe it or not.
Yeah.
The silent miner.
Play nice with them. I mean, I joke around. I mean, I'm not. I could have said me.
You're the worst.
How many FCC violations is that today? No, kidding. I'm kidding.
No FCC violations here.
I'm teasing. No. Well, and here's the thing, though. We've been in talks with Johnny, and don't get me wrong. When I first experienced Johnny, it's like, okay, we're on the same level. He hit me. I'm gonna find him, and I'm just gonna drop his little ship that he had and keep moving. As he's progressed, obviously, into the level that he is, it's tough to knock him off of that pedestal. But he has been an irritation of mine. I'm not gonna lie. But at the same time, it's a game. We get it. It's gonna happen. But with that being said, we chatted the other night, and it was actually a really cool conversation, and I appreciated him taking time to talk with us, because the dude hardly says 2 words, as far as I know.
Yeah, well, see, I'm really excited to hear that. I would love to hear what he has to say. I mean, like I said, I've never been into him, and I've hit him too, but it's a game. It's a game.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's the thing that's the thing. Who plays this game, you need to have a great sense of humor. You laugh at it, you think it's funny. When somebody raids you, hey, my bad, I passed out at noon. You need to laugh at everything and just find it fun, because it's a game.
Sure. Well, the way I see it is this: you raid me, I'm gonna come back and get my stuff. I'm gonna laugh about it, but I'm gonna come back and get my stuff. Not a big deal. We're all gonna we're all gonna raid, we're all gonna have a good time. And I look at it like this, like say Wingo raids me tonight and I'm not paying attention, and then I'm like, oh, well, guess what? Her shield's down. I'm gonna go get my stuff back. Hey, thank you. It's like going to get a It's like going to get a sweatshirt from an ex or something. Hey, give me my sweatshirt back.
Yeah, but you still don't have the potted plant, Shoddy.
Yeah.
Mine.
I just see it as it's a game, and you can rebuild. Worst case scenario, you can rebuild. I've played a game where.
Let me ask the next question here.
Okay.
Yeah.
What could be improved with the game? And either one of you can take that one.
Yeah, I'll start. Obviously, the necessity for more ample resources would certainly be nice. Like, I get the concept, I get the idea that this is going to be more beneficial for a pay-to-play game. But, like we talked about in the last episode too, is a lot of people are just bored. And I do appreciate the most recent ship boost.
Update.
Yeah, I mean, it's
and the base boost for that banner.
Mm-hmm.
It's it's true. Especially now you can finish some missions that you couldn't do before, and you're not stuck. It gave a little added boost to what the content you can play is. But most of us are just twiddling our thumbs until we accidentally get drained, which is sitting on me. I'm saving up on shields now. But I mean, it's the obvious thing across the board. Is going to be just more ample material, 3-star materials, whenever they're going to open up 4-star materials. And, I'm even okay if they tier that to being a little bit lower in the sense of those mid-20s, those crucial growing years, so that way we can get kind of a, big kerfluffle of people all at once, starting to get a little bit stronger. Because, again, it's becoming boring for a lot of people when they're just like, and I did my refinery, and no uncommons. Okay, I guess I'm gonna go kill some more swarm. Hooray!
I'm going to add How about they get rid of those ridiculous missions where you have to spend a ridiculous amount of you have to use a bribe for a ridiculous amount of resources. Yeah, you need 7.5 million tritanium or 120k raw ore. You know, let's get rid of those.
Exactly.
My problem is the whole thing with the fact that you need ore. All of a sudden, you need ore because you got something you need ore. What are you going to get for the next 3 to 4 days straight? Nothing but common.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have to agree with that one. The amount of resources that it takes to do anything once you hit over those higher levels are rather expensive. Like you said, let's have this mission where, I gotta bribe this Ferengi over here to keep from peeing in my yard. I gotta give him 1.8 million dilithium so he'll shut the hell up and leave me alone. So that's expensive. I literally just did a mission the other day. I'm sitting on like almost 3 mil dilithium, and it's like, well, I gotta get this mission done. There's something beneficiary there, but man, that's a lot of dilithium. Whatever, let me get it out of here. So I bit the bullet, did the mission, but it's like you said, it's ridiculous the amount of resources that you have to spend to make that happen.
And I mean, it doesn't even have to be that much. I mean, you could even just guarantee at the minimum of 4 3-star gas crystal or whatever to be every time. But like when you hit the refinery and it's been like none for 3 weeks, I'm like, okay, something's messed up with the algorithm here, and it's really going to turn people off. And there are going to be a point where people are being like, you know what, I'm not spending money anymore, which is kind of where I'm at.
Yeah.
Or I mean, even with those missions, you could just have this thing like use lap to skip it.
26 pluses is at this point it's so expensive that I'm not putting any financial investment into the game, and I'm just going to sit here and grind. And if I get it, I get it. If I don't, I don't. And that's where they're sitting. And then they cross over the 30, 31 hump, and all of a sudden they're dumping money into it like it's going out of style.
Right, and that's one of the kind of the kick in the beans the other day for me was when we had the refinery up, and forgive me, I'm not trying to beat Scopely about the head with a brick here, but when that refinery came through, and I clicked on the extra refinery, it's like, wow, I got 4 pieces of uncommon ore. Wait a minute, I could have done that with just a regular refinery. Actually, give me something substantial. You make me wait 24 hours before I can hit the refinery again for the event refinery. And I literally, I think I got one.
I didn't do it. Wasn't me.
Who'd you shoot? Did you shoot the wrong direction?
That's impressive.
But I got 1 rare a G3 ore. I'm like, wow, 1 rare? There was a refinery event not too long ago, and I hit it. I got 2 or 3 out of it. I'm sitting there thinking to myself, this is ridiculous. And then you look at the regular refinery, and it's like you said, you might get 32 pieces of common. You might get 4 pieces of uncommon if you're lucky, and then you might have a roll where you're like uncommon. Okay, that's great. And then you get to that border where you need 3 pieces to finish something off, and all of a sudden you hit the refinery.
Oh, I hate that.
Oh, and then it's like, okay, well, we're going to give you 25 pieces of common, and then the next.
And you can't use lap to get that uncommon either.
Right.
It's like, I need 1 more piece. Let me spend 50 latinum to get the 1 more piece.
Exactly. Or what if you could take a rare and turn it into an uncommon? Not that everybody has a bunch of rares, but something that makes that obtainable.
I would think rare is more rare than uncommon. Uncommon is. I thought uncommon was between the common and the rare.
I did.
But I'm sitting on like 100 uncommon out of something I did, and I was in the same boat where I needed 5 uncommon, and I had a whole bunch of rare, and I'm like, I can't even convert this. I need something I can convert into an uncommon.
Right.
Well, here we go. Speaking of the refinery, I just loaded my game up just for the sake of grins and giggles. I'm going into the refinery, and I'm doing 12K refinery. 28 common ore. Are you kidding me?
Seriously?
So yeah, I mean,
armadas at some point, like the new armadas, and that.
Yeah, the bad thing is, speaking of armadas, those things, those rares and epics, those things are beastly. Dear God,
Yeah, they are.
12 million power. Now, because you see some that are some of the uncommon. You're 500, 600k power, and then you might find a little bit higher level up that's like 1.2k or 1.2 mil power, and then you'll find that 29 that's teetered at 2.5 mil, and then you find that rare, and that bugger is setting at like 3 to 5 million. It's like, no way. And then I found an epic 12 mil. I'm going, yeah, I'm just gonna turn my ship around and go back because that thing's laughing at me.
Yeah, I've got 525, so I've been waiting to drop my epic, but there's nothing that we can do.
Thanks.
I mean, I'm gonna either go really low and just waste it, or we're gonna die and barely scratch it.
Yeah, it's finding that balance between the two so that you can hit one that's gonna get you some return without killing every ship in the armada.
But they don't have a balance in the epic.
Yeah, they definitely could use a little bit of a balance when it comes to armadas. Oh, so with that being said, there was actually one more question on the list that I did not get a chance to ask the other two ladies earlier. So we'll have to pick that question up with Inara on the next time we have her on. But as far as that goes, are there any wish list items for Star Trek Fleet Command that you ladies would like to see? Maybe a new ship or a timeline or...
Drop warp.
Huh?
I want to be able to drop out of warp. When I accidentally hit
yes.
warp, I want to be able to drop.
Yes.
Or you know what I'll be happy with? Let me hit like a burn latinum button and I can speed up my run.
Yeah.
Like if I have 5 minutes to get there and I need 3, I could just hit a button until I burn my latinum up.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
I mean, sometimes I sit on like 150,000 latinum.
So like a...
Yeah,
like
I don't see why they don't have that because, I mean, KOA, I used to play KOA, and KOA, you know, you can speed up your march. You can, you know, they give you march speed ups or you could even spend gold to do it.
So a travel speed up. I played a game called War of Nations, and we had travel speed ups where if it was your whole armada or whatever you're traveling, it was a 15-minute run, you could throw 20%, 30%, up to 50% speed reduction down to kick them all up there to get them out of there. So if you're got a 15-minute run, you get there in 7.5.
Right.
So I like that idea because that would, I think, if you do a drop out of warp button, because let's face it, how many times has a ship dropped out of warp and not completely wrecked itself? You're going to end up taking a little bit of damage because when you go to put the binders on in warp speed, it's a little rough. Not a whole lot of time to slow down. Do you think your stopping distance is bad?
I think it'd probably be worth it, though, to save yourself from, didn't mean to recall my ship and send it 10 minutes back.
Yeah, I remember during mining events, someone next to me would be like, hey, I just, recalled for no reason because I'm tired. Can you... And I would put my battleship on their spot and hold it. People ask me all the time. Yeah, because we get tired. You hit recall. You should at least get the ability to drop warp, even during those 4 seconds or whatever it takes. You should be able to stop it.
Right, because you should be able to cancel your warp. Now, once you finally get into warp, what I think you need to have the capability to do is dropping out of warp. You drop into the warp system that you're in, but there's a cooldown in order to do your drop out of warp again, whether it be 4 or 5 hours, 6 hours before you can drop out of warp again. So kind of use it as a mulligan and watch what you're doing next go around. Because I don't think dropping out of warp, because what you could do is you could run into a situation where you've got a base you're trying to hit, and the base that you're trying to go after, you're playing games with whoever it is, and you drop out of warp right in their system, and they're not expecting it. Type situation, that can be utilized as an exploit, I think. But I think what they need to do is if they do a drop out of warp button, have some sort of a cooldown period.
From what
Now this may be an
coding,
unpopular opinion.
they can't do that. Like where they said something about that it dropping right out of warp or whatever would be really hard, but they can maybe reverse, like how far you got in, they could reverse it and bring you back. Because I guess it's like a big coding issue where they're trying to come up with the easiest way to do it. Is what I read.
Is he here?
Sure.
Yeah, I had seen it was one of the interviews with Panic and somebody else, and they were talking through, and it's actually a calculation. Like there's the ship calculation between starting and ending, and then there's just a graphic that's happening on the other side, and they're not correlated, and so they were having troubles finding a way to break that in return.
Okay.
But supposedly it's in the queue. It's just a matter of it wasn't easy, and I don't know if any of the updates have made it closer to being real.
Gotcha. Well, we are encroaching that 1 hour mark here on our podcast today. I hate to seem like I'm rushing anybody, but we try to keep everybody, we hate keeping anybody away from their families and their fun times. Stuff's going on a lot of times. Family has things on the weekends. I do have one more wish list item, and that is shields for miners. Now, when I say that, it's only good for one miner, and you could even have it set so once you go 0, it's off. It turns off.
Interesting.
That is interesting.
Because you get a lot of people that because I get a lot of times I'll get hit. I'll go in and try to mine Latinum, and 5 minutes later, I'm hit. It's kind of annoying. I'd be willing to pay for a miner shield if I was mining something super important, like Latinum and on top of that, I would let you go into a hostile system and not get hit by not get hit by the faction that hates you.
Yeah, the bounty hunters are kind of a pain. See, that's actually a thought that I had. They could do something where miners, since they're kind of not really a battleship. They don't really cause a huge threat. It's just mining. But if a battleship could be targeted by the bounty hunters, I could see that.
Yeah. Well, I know there are other games where they do let you have a shield to go and mine resources, and it's only good for the one it's only good for that one instance. It's not good for you've got a permanent shield on your miner,
So you set up.
They probably charge like 200 lat for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, it might be worth 200 lat if you're trying to mine if you're trying to mine a node of lat. Come on now.
Not for us. Johnny doesn't hit purple.
Yeah, but I get hit. Yeah, no, but I get hit lots of other times. I get hit by lots of other people, and it gets hard to mine in and it gets hard. There's one, and it gets hard sometimes to mine in say augment space or faction space where they don't like you.
Well,
I'm at the point where it's like within seconds of me coming in, it's like, it's like we're coming after you.
Well, see, I live in ROM space, and they don't like me. The indigenous folks there, they're like that indigenous tribe that's never seen technology, and a plane flies over, and they're hucking arrows at the bottom of it, trying to shoot it out of the air because they don't know what the hell's going on. They just see some big ass bird flying across. So what happens is
food for a week.
I know, right? That's food for a week. They're like, hey, look at that, it's a big bird. What can we feed with that? So what it is whenever I open the garage door and I'm in Romulan space, I get rocks chucked at my windshield. I was like, I can close the garage door. I'm not going out there in this crap. Sorry about your luck.
Those are my people. So get them, boys.
If Romulans are your people, y'all got problems. If she's your leader, you better come over to the dark side. No, I'm teasing. Oh, that's awesome. Well, with that being said, we've kind of ran through the list of questions that we had. Ramis, you got anything else that you want to add to it tonight, or?
No, I was just going to say, any closing comments, thoughts, or things we haven't touched on that you guys, ladies, would like to say?
Live long and prosper.
Thank you, Kate. Live long and prosper.
Wingo, would you like to throw your 2 cents in there?
I was waiting. You know, it's, you know, I don't expect it, you know, it's very kind that, for instance, I think I would rather, like, you and Shoddy and Ramius, like, not hit me because we're friends. You know, normally, like, there's a pretty good girl code. I don't hit the fellow women either, but it's mostly because I'm friends with them.
Sure.
More than anything else. But, you know, I just make a preference. Like, just because I'm a woman doesn't mean I deserve to be treated any differently, at least in the means of the game. It's very, very cool to have, like, men cordially respecting you and joking around with you in a cordial way. I'm totally fine with that. But if you want to raid my base, raid my base. If you want to hit my minor, hit my minor.
Yeah.
Well,
Yep.
I like I said, I've had a lot of respect for Kate because Kate's always been cool with me whenever we've had any interaction, and likewise the Wingo. It's like I don't hit you, ladies, not just because of the fact that you are ladies. I mean, I was brought up to always respect women, but I've got to respect you guys as far as being people. So I was like, I'm not going to hit you guys. Like, so I might throw a fortunate or whatever at you just to say hi and probably take my potted plant back. But other than that, I wouldn't just maliciously attack your base to steal resources because I do have respect for you folks, and it's just you guys have been nothing but kind to me with any interaction.
Totally.
So
that's just a PSA for the rest of the galaxy.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like,
Rest of the galaxy, treat everybody equal. Everybody screams equality until equality goes down, and then that's when some folks tend to get a little upset about it. Again, I don't bring politics or whatever social issues into this podcast because there really is no place for it. But whenever we're talking about ladies, if ladies want to be treated just like everybody else playing, then so be it. But just have respect all the way around for everybody is kind of where I'm getting at. So like I said, yeah, I zip by you ladies all the time, and when I said it earlier, I didn't want to think that by any means like I'm treating you any different because you are ladies. It was just the fact that when I do see you ladies, because you are ladies in this chat with me, and instead of saying each individual person, I kind of clipped you together as a group. I've always been cordial with you folks. So like I said, I haven't hit you guys out of respect. Not just the fact that you are ladies, but out of respect of us being friendly. Like I've said in a prior episode, I do have a JLP that I'm very friendly with. I refuse to hit them guys, gals alike. So whenever I create a bond between myself and somebody, I respect that bond.
Oh man, next episode we do a ladies podcast. I'm gonna start sending out messages like, "Ow, why did you hit me? I'm a girl," and I'll report back and let you know how well that went.
You know what? Believe it or not, yes, do that. That is freaking hilarious because I want to sit here. I want the love notes. I want every response to whatever love note you send out because we're gonna post it on there. We're gonna have you read it out like mean tweets.
Oh, there we go.
This individual sent me one, blah, blah, 593. Hey, I'm a lady. Why did you hit me? Go yourself and whatever. If we got to bleep it out, we'll bleep it out. But, I want whatever love note comes through. And what's going to be hilarious is the ones like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to.
Yeah.
But we get immunity from the fact that is so bad that we're doing that. I mean, seriously, make us look so bad. We need immunity from that because that's gonna make us look weak.
Well, yeah,
it's true. I'll just say, I'll change my name to like the female Johnny Chainsaw.
Oh.
I carry Johnny's chainsaw in my purse.
Just throw a target on my back. Let's get it on. Why not?
All right, Kate. Well, hey, thanks for coming in, and hey, I know you got to bounce out of here, but we'll finish up the show here real quick. Again, ladies, thank you so much. I'd like to thank Inara Blaze, Angel Talon, Kate Manchester, and Lieutenant Wingo again for gracing us with your presence this evening. You guys have been absolutely wonderful. And again, thank you so much for taking time out of your day because I know weekends, Sundays, it's family time, and you guys have brought us into that family time and treated us as family. It definitely means a lot. Thank you so very much.
Of course.
Well, thank you very much, and we will talk to you on the next ladies' night.
Yeah, next ladies' night, we're definitely going to have another one. We're going to try to get a few more ladies, maybe a different panel of ladies. Not that we haven't enjoyed our time with you folks, but we want to get a few more ladies in from different points of view, different perspectives. I know that Jane, his wife, who just so happens to be part of the Shuttle family, she was going to try to make it tonight, couldn't make it, so we're going to bring her in and everything.
We gotta get those Lady Anna cookies.
Lady Anna cookies.
Yes. We gotta get Crush and her cheerleading self.
Yes, because Crush was supposed to be in here tonight, and she couldn't make it, which is sad. Hopefully, you said Crush wasn't feeling well tonight, correct?
She actually had another engagement this evening. So
well, I see how you are. No, I'm teasing.
Love you, Crush.
Yes, thank you so much, Crush, for taking the time to get with us, to get in the channel. We're looking forward to having you on soon, so hope to see you soon. I want to give a big shout out. Some you folks may not know who this individual is, but he's a good buddy of mine, Big Pippin. Hit him up the other day to work on some things as far as getting my mixer taken care of, to straighten the sound out, because the last couple of podcasts the audio's been off. The podcast with or the introductory show with me and Ramius, my mic was just hot. It was ridiculous. So me and Pip worked on that to get that thing squared away and taken care of. So again, thank you, brother. I appreciate it. Love you dearly, and hope to have you on the show. Just kind of talk about the show and have you bring you in how you know me, kind of get to know me a little bit, show, and then try to get Ramius so he can kind of see how me and Pip work together as far as how we play games and everything else. So it'd be cool to have a good friend on the show. So maybe that'll be a kind of a family episode way down the way. But again, thank you so much for your coming in tonight, ladies. You guys have been wonderful. I am Shoddy. The guy on the other end is Ramius. Say bye, Ramius.
Have a good night. Fly safe, guys.
Cool. Take it easy. Have fun. Remember, it's just a game. That's what we're here for. Live long and kick ass. I'm out.
Remember to follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Click like if you do, subscribe, and click the bell to be alerted when the latest episodes are available.